Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I'm Magpie, and I didn't think this intro through, but I guess I'm gonna go with it this time. I'm gonna have to start watching shows outside of the program. Nightmare of nightmares, because I am having so much trouble finding any interesting news. Every time we do one of these, I just look and I see a flood of announcements for shit I've never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, show me an Ava-branded toilet.
That has to exist.
It's got to be out there already.
Yeah.
I know.
In somebody's home.
It is currently in somebody's home. It's somebody that you shouldn't talk to.
No, absolutely not.
Why aren't you? Then you guys can't talk to me anymore.
But I was thinking I've got to watch some stuff, and I've got things that I'm watching with groups like Ava and maybe Higurashi.
Yeah.
But so I think I got to embark on like a solo thing, and I'm thinking about getting into Gundam again, just because I can bring that perspective here. But the last time I tried to watch Zeta Gundam, I just got so wrapped up in how much of a dipshit Camille is. God, he is the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen. And he lacks most of the charm of dumb characters because he's replaced it with just like psychopathy.
Yeah.
He's a lunatic in addition to being stupid. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll try and get on Zeta Gundam.
Yeah, you can get the Yakult robot perspective.
Yeah, the Yakult robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Blackle. No other comment at this time.
All right.
Nothing is happening in my life. Yeah. Unfortunately.
I see. Hi, I'm Joey, and I'm getting really hyped about spooky season. It's almost upon us.
I forgot about that. Wait, September's already almost over? What the fuck?
It's almost over, and we're gonna have to start getting into some spooky animes, y'all.
Hey, I gotta go looking for some. We had some great ones last time.
We had some real bangers, didn't we?
Like Corpse Party.
I mean, we watched Kakarenbo, and that was fun. I liked that one a lot.
So yeah, I suppose we do have to go scouting for horror shows.
Yeah.
You guys want to get into the news?
Yeah, let's have some news.
Because I've got some news. I did a little research. I watched a trailer or two for this. So first item on the docket, Bayo 3 lives.
What?
Bayo 3 lives. Bayonetta 3.
Oh.
It fucking exists.
I see.
And I have seen the trailer. Shut up. I have seen the trailer for this video game. And I am covering it because it was on the anime website. I told you I was having trouble finding news, but Bayonetta 3 is anime adjacent, especially with this new trailer.
It counts.
Yeah.
Which is just full of ridiculous horse shit.
Was there some ass and titties?
A little less of that than you would think, but there were there was some choreography. Some very K-pop feeling choreography.
Nice.
There were kaiju battles that were occurring in the background of said choreography.
I don't know anything about Bayonetta. Is that like a common thing? Are there lots of kaiju in Bayonetta?
Sort of, but usually they're like cutscene monsters, or you fight them in the regular boss battle way. But in this game, it seems a lot more like you're bringing your own kaiju to help out.
That's pretty fun.
That's pretty interesting.
I can appreciate that.
Seemed to have a cameo from Astral Chain's dog police mascot, which was pretty interesting. That was pretty funny. But yeah, Bayonetta 3 exists after it feels like 25 years with no news.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are hyped for that.
Nice.
Let's see. We've got our seldom visited crime beat. We have a story, which is to sort of highlight things that we've covered before, and JoJo has complained about. A man in Hiroshima has been attacked for buying Pokemon cards at the 7-Eleven.
Oh my!
Jesus Christ! It needs to stop.
Apparently, early in the morning on September 24th, a 22-year-old man in Hiroshima went to the 7-Eleven to purchase a box of Pokemon cards that was released at midnight earlier that night. He was then mugged in the parking lot by someone who complained about the fact that he got to them before him. The guy beat his ass and then stole the card.
Listen, y'all. Listen, everyone. I love Pokemon cards too. I want to obtain Pokemon cards. Listen, you can't attack people. They're pieces of cardboard. This is cardboard.
It's being suggested that this man was not actually a Pokemon fan, but
I don't care.
But a pugilistic scalper who beat that man down and took his cards. So
that makes it worse.
I would recommend not beating a man down for children's card games.
Yeah. We gotta stop this.
It's bad, y'all.
It's bad out there. I'm sick of it.
There's crime happening now.
I mean, there was already crime kind of happening, but this is like one of the more like intense cases that I've heard. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
So yeah, I hope that guy recovers well.
Is that the Celebration set? I've heard good things about the art in that.
I don't know anything about it. I don't care about Pokemon cards.
Well, I thought the article might have mentioned it, but
listen here, I'm at this story for the crime aspect.
All right, fair enough.
It apparently has gotten so bad that 7-Elevens and Yotobashis has begun quizzing customers about Pokemon to see if they're actually fans.
Wow! You know what? I kind of respect that.
Yeah, but I feel like this is going to end up with them getting punched in the face. But anyway, moving on.
Do you like Pokemon? Name 3 of their albums.
What if the clerk doesn't know anything about Pokemon?
What if it's like a little granny trying to buy Pokemon cards for their, grandson's birthday or something?
No cards for you. Go to hell. So, last bit of news. We have to address the cowboy in the room.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I've seen the trailer for Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, and I have seen the takes about it as well. And I have to say, I am conflicted because I don't agree with what most of the people on the internet say about this. This is a pretty good OP.
Mm-hmm.
It's slavishly obsessed with replicating the original.
Yes.
And I've turned around. I'm into Mr. Cho as Spike. I look him in the face. I'm just like, you know what? This is okay. I'm for this.
I respect.
I'm into all the actors' choices now. Although I had weird thing to admit, I had never actually imagined Jet as being that black. But you know what? He looks like he's good for it. So.
Seems fine.
And I like his prosthesis.
Mm-hmm.
But
it looks good.
But I'm also torn on some other things because there's just something like parts of the set and the costumes are good, and parts of them there's just something so fake about them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like pretend grunge.
That were really popular in 80s music videos.
It lacks authenticity. And that's pretty weird. It makes me not know how this series is going to come out, especially because we've seen the antagonist
Dear God, we can't talk about Vicious.
They done my boy dirty.
Vicious, he looks so bad, y'all. I'm sorry.
He looks like he works for Voldemort.
He does. It's not good.
It's bad, y'all. How did they do this to him?
It's real bad. Look, y'all had an easy task: make pretty silver-haired anime boy, and you couldn't even do that.
I wouldn't even say he's pretty. Like Vicious.
He doesn't even have to be that pretty, but like he doesn't have to look like he's got like lines like of grime under every single crease.
Hell, I'm kind of into that even. But I was looking at like his costume and his hair. Like they could have just dyed that guy's hair like gray.
Yeah, I don't know.
And his costume is ridiculous. I went back and looked at the show. He's wearing an admittedly weird overcoat, which I associate with the fact that he's in, the Red Dragon. I think it may be like something they wear over just a regular suit. It's just a normal suit.
I looked this up, and wow, your assessment that he works for Voldemort is incredible.
It's true.
They done him dirty, but anyway.
Also,
Go ahead.
Can I lay one more thing out? I've heard. I haven't seen any of this, so tell me if this is true or not. But I've heard that Ed is not in the opening.
I don't remember seeing Ed,
which distresses me.
Which I don't know. May not be true. Ed may not be in the opening yet because Ed is a character they add later anyway.
Maybe. I mean, and I could see that, but also it makes me worried that they're going to try and write Ed out, which is bad. I will not accept an Edless Cowboy Bebop. No.
I don't think they're going to write Ed out. They didn't write out the guy with the big afro.
We'll see.
That guy's still hilarious looking. It's not that he has an afro. It's that he's a 70s pastiche.
Yes. Yes.
And Ian is in the LP, and he looks like a really good boy.
Oh, yes. Good doggo.
And yeah.
But anyhow.
Yeah, the last thing I have to say is, like, they recreated the church scene in front of the stained glass. And what made me the most worried about this, even more so than the fact that, he looks like he's from Harry Potter, is that the lighting in the church scene is wrong. It's lit like a high school like portrait studio portrait. It's not dark.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this bodes ill.
Yeah, color me nervous. That's all I have to say about that.
Like, that kind of betrays like a misunderstanding of the subject matter. But whatever. I'm not gonna nitpick about it. It's not even out yet.
We'll see.
Just a little worried. But anyway, speaking of a little worried, it's time to select a program.
You're ready for me to inflict some trouble upon this podcast?
Yeah, do it.
Well,
just fuck me up.
I was talking with someone recently, and they have brought to my attention that there is an anime that is well known that I assumed was on at least one of our lists, but it is not. So we are going to, this week, be watching Kill la Kill!
Oh my.
I think I've seen like 10 seconds of Kill la Kill, but I haven't seen a whole episode.
One episode, so.
I haven't seen the first episode of Kill la Kill.
I guess we'll get into Kill la Kill.
Let's get into it, y'all.
Let us cast ourselves upon the rock that is triggered. All right, we're back. Due to some circumstances beyond my immediate control, we were recording this second half again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the first recording was ended, due to worries about a local crime spree and the power going out in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has given me a lot of time to reflect about the program.
Fair enough.
First of all, let's go ahead and read a blurb.
Oh yeah, I will take the blurb.
I've got it here.
After the murder of her father, Ryuko Matoi has been wandering the land in search of his killer. Following her only lead, the missing half of his invention, the scissor blade, she arrives at the prestigious Hanji Academy, a high school unlike any other. The academy is ruled by the imposing and cold-hearted student council president Satsuki Kiryuin, alongside her powerful underlings, the Elite Four.
Pokemon masters in their own right.
Yeah.
They do look like that. In the school's brutally competitive hierarchy, Satsuki bestows upon those at the top special clothes called Goku uniforms, which grant the wearer unique superhuman abilities. Thoroughly beaten in a fight against one of the students in uniform, Ryuko retreats to her raised home where she stumbles across Senketsu, a rare and sentient kamui, or god clothes. After coming into contact with Ryuko's blood, Senketsu awakens, latching onto her and providing her with immense power. Now armed with Senketsu and the scissor blade, Ryuko makes a stand against the Elite Four, hoping to reach Satsuki and uncover the culprit behind her father's murder once and for all.
All right. I have some additional information about the show.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched it again.
You had to get a refresher.
I watched the English dub.
Oh yeah, was it good?
It's good.
I heard Mako's voice actor, and that is really funny.
She's quite good. Actually, everyone's voice actor is good.
Yeah.
I might have to watch that sometime then.
Me too.
I especially liked Gamaguri's voice actor.
Oh my god.
Who just screams his lines at everyone.
Yeah, you gotta get a voice actor with like big energy for that character. It's a big role to fill, literally and figuratively.
How large he is seems to depend entirely upon the scene that he's currently in.
Yeah, I mean it's a stylistic. I feel like that happens in a lot of these kind of shows where sometimes a character will be drawn as if they're like 15 feet tall.
Well, it's especially prevalent in Trigger productions because they are subservient entirely to like the mood of the scene rather than the physical reality of one.
Yes.
Everybody should be aware of this, given how Gurren Lagann ends.
Yeah.
But some other things I learned. This place is called Hanji Academy. It's named after a real place.
Huh.
I was going to say, is there a meaning to that?
It's named after, I think it's named after the Hononji Temple in Kyoto, which is famous for being the place where Oda Nobunaga committed seppuku.
Oh my god.
Wow.
After being surrounded by the armies of his enemies.
Huh.
Fascinating. Well, I'm sure that won't come back up.
All right, so I suppose we'll take it from the top again, but I think we need to start painting these rundowns in much broader strokes because we've been getting hung up on the details.
The details,
Yeah.
like last time, we didn't need to talk about the child gang, but it is interesting.
So yeah, we open on a teacher trying to teach about Hitler's rise to power in presumably a world history class, which weird choice given the general fascist aura of the school's management.
pretty sure that they did that on purpose.
Yeah, but like usually whenever you're running a fascist government, you don't let the schools teach anything about fascism.
It is interesting that this is set in like our universe, technically. Like, or an adjacent one.
It's set in a sub universe of the hyper reality that Yakuza takes place in.
Yes, that seems about right.
It's like 2 dimensions removed from.
I feel like, given what I saw with Promare, it's sort of like they have a universe and they have like a divergence point. So I have a feeling that like they're going to drop hints about like why this universe is different in these.
Thank God you went that way, because I thought you were going to suggest that all trigger properties take place in the same universe.
No, I don't think that's true.
Which would be disastrous to perceive.
Cannot possibly be.
Promare and Kill la Kill are
BNA.
I was gonna say, brand new animal.
So yeah, he's trying to teach about Hitler, when Gamaguri bursts in, being the school's disciplinary and chairman. I don't know. It's
a fake role. They made it up.
Japan is very concerned with student government for some reason.
Yes.
Or maybe it's just overly represented in anime, like how the whole idea of transfer students is just like such a trope.
We get transfer students in this too.
It's so hard to tell what's trope and what's
what's just like happens a lot.
What has its basis in what has a nugget of reality to it.
I don't know.
I'll remark upon this as I did the last time. I don't understand this. I didn't even know the names of anybody involved in student government in my schools.
All you need to know about this big boy is he's large, he's in charge, and he's here to beat up a child.
This is true. But, well, actually...
Technically, isn't he also a child?
He's probably also a child, technically.
It's funny to think that, because he looks like he's a 30-year-old man at least.
Yeah.
He looks like he has similar energy to I think of when I look at him I think of All Might from My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't to me he doesn't have the world wariness of a 30-year-old, but anyway. He's got debatable. So much energy. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, apparently this student, after throwing a gas grenade to the floor, has stolen one of their special uniforms, a 1-star, and attempted to make off with it. Gamaguri tells him to go ahead, try it on.
Put it on.
Because he's a fucking heel. To demonstrate to the audience the power of said uniforms and the importance of the number of stars on them, because after letting him work it out a little bit, he proceeds to unwrap him.
It does just...
like a Snickers bar.
he ties him up with the big ropes, and this child does die.
He's got the lashes like Wolverine, except instead of claws, it's bullwhips. Which I don't know if they're gonna take that to the weird S&M place that I would assume that was going. But
I wouldn't be surprised, but who knows?
How much Dom energy does he have?
Have to watch more to find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, cutting away from that, in a really cool, like crane shot from the top of the academy, which is at the top of the city, which looks like the Kowloon walled city became a mountain. It is terrifying to consider, and the show tries its very best for you to not consider.
It tries to keep you on the outside of all that.
That crane shot does lead us into a double dolly zoom, which I loved a lot.
Look at the academy. Don't look at the city. It'll freak you out. to Ryuko Matoi, who is our main character, stylish teenager.
Mm-hmm. She's good. She's good.
Lemon purchasing teenager.
She does purchase the lemon and eat it. She just takes a bite of it, peel and all, so that gives you an idea behind her energy.
Incredible bite force. Lemon peels are quite leathery.
She bites into it, and it looks like that thing like in old stop motion cartoons when it's like a perfect bite taken out of something.
Yeah.
Cut with a knife. Oh, yeah.
Cartoon chomp noise.
Gets mugged by the little sister of a secondary character,
Child King,
who will show up soon. Mako, who is cool and has hair that looks like a mushroom.
Mako's a good girl.
Yes.
Many jokes are had. School is approached. Where she finds out, hey, that kid's dead, and hanging from the gate.
Completely nude, just out there.
And B, this place sucks.
Yeah.
Her classroom looks like it's inside a submarine.
This is true.
The courtyard is a blasted wasteland full of demon skulls used solely to stage DBZ fights.
Exactly.
Which makes you wonder, like, why did... I guess fighting just happens a lot here?
It just seems to happen. Like, listen, why would the uniforms be necessitated if people weren't fighting?
Yeah.
True.
Hangs out with Mako a little bit.
Yeah, Mako just kind of... Ryuko comes into the classroom and Mako's like, sit next to me, sit here, sit in the dead kid's seat.
And then she just like eats her lunch extremely fast and falls asleep for the rest of the class. That was
And she tries to tackle her. She's like, bestie!
In the way of anime besties, she does attach herself like a barnacle to Ryuko, who uses her to get the lowdown on the school, including, hey, you should bow, that dude's Gamaguri, and behind him is Satsui, who is the student council president, which basically makes her empress.
Yeah.
From my understanding of Japanese high school.
Yeah.
And Ryuko just challenges her immediately.
Yeah, she just pops out and she's just like, hey, bitch!
Hey!
You see this? You know where the other half is? Because she's got a big red scissor blade.
She's just had it in her backpack this whole time, ready to go.
She has it in a custom-made case like a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
Which, of course, leads her into a fight with one of these uniformed goons.
Do we even remember his name?
His name is not important enough to be on my anime list, so I will call him Discount Ippo, because that's what he thinks he is. He thinks he's fucking Hajime Ippo.
Yeah.
Or whatever the guy's name from Megaloblocks was.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He's just got big old gloves.
Naked Joe.
Yeah, seems right.
But this dude proceeds to use the powers of his uniform to whoop the shit out of her.
Yep.
Yeah.
The fight doesn't go well, but she does trick him into a mistake, which she uses, and she uses the opportunity to escape when it's made clear that he's going to whoop her ass and take her scissor.
Yeah. She steals a delivery guy's bike and he just shoves him off.
He's like, please give me my deliveries, and she comes back to get
that guy's a lot less pathetic in the English dub. He curses. But
I really need to watch the English dub now.
I do too. I want to really, really badly.
She returns to her destroyed family estate, falls through a cool trapdoor triggered by her homeroom teacher.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm sure we'll learn more about it. I'm sure.
Onto a pile of garbage bags, which also has a demonically possessed sailor uniform in it.
Yes, we have to note that she is just gushing blood at this point. She got beat up by this guy, and the blood gets on the stuff.
She says that she opened an old wound, which looks like a slash rather than a punch. So maybe there's something else to that. But
no, I don't think so personally. But
well, I think so. Anyway,
agree to disagree. But
it's a cut around her arm.
I don't. We'll see. Anyhow, continue.
But yeah, this wakes up Senketsu, who is a nightmare being.
We're talking about sentient fabric here.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's the thing from In Fabric, but he was made by
an adaptation of In Fabric.
He was made by witches. He was made by a lesbian superstore coven. Anyway,
we can't joke for no one.
How do you like this joke about art house horror movie In Fabric on my anime podcast?
But y'all talk about it so much, I feel like I have.
Anyway, long story short, Tenketsu wraps himself around her and becomes her new clothes by presumably eating her old clothes.
It is. Yeah. It is a very. It's a scene. That's
it's
something.
A little creepy.
A little.
I think it's supposed to be.
No, it's definitely supposed to be. Like
even without any like weird horniness factor, I think the idea of clothing forcing itself onto anybody is upsetting.
I mean, as you say it, he's forcing himself on her. Like that is the point, right?
God, now I'm thinking about slacks.
We gotta stop. This is not our weird horror movie podcast.
It's topical. They're clothing-based horror movies.
Maybe we should have a weird horror movie podcast.
But only horror movies about clothing.
Only horror movies about selvage jeans that force themselves onto your crotch.
And walk around without...
Explode your legs.
Yeah. And walk around without people inside of them.
Anyway, she goes back to school.
Yes.
Because they're gonna shrimp fry Mako because she's the only person that Ryoko talked to, and the boxing man wants a round two.
We will boil her soon.
Alhamdulillah. That's got to be like the podcast title, but whatever.
So yes, they're going to boil Mako, but Ryoko does show up in time to save her, and she's going to have round two with the boxing boy.
She does better this time through a combination of power-up and the fact that her outfit is so revealing that he quite literally cannot pay attention to what he's doing.
Yeah. It's funny because he goes to, like, punch her, and, imagine a boxing glove that is 4 feet tall, and, you punch a person that has, like, 2 inches of their skin covered up, and it doesn't damage her at all. Uh-huh. Like, this suit covers, like, the tops of her titties, some of her shoulders, and, like, maybe the tops of her legs, and that's it.
Yeah.
And this somehow is, like, perfect protection.
It follows the inverse, like, armor class rules of early D&D art, where the less of you that's covered, the more protected you are.
Yes.
It's because the attacker is not
debuffed
at all. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could make an argument that he is specifically aiming to explode the clothing, and he's not aiming for the exposed bits, but you would think that he would hit some of the exposed bits anyways. I don't know.
I think he was just punching, and it's a weird aura, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We should note that when the suit is not being used for combat, there's actually more of it. It looks more like a normal uniform.
Yes. But listen, they gotta show off, and this is the power up of I don't know.
Long story short, there's a reversal. She does whoop his ass.
He gets splattered at the end of this fight.
Yeah,
we discussed a lot of this last time. I'm not sure he's dead because they don't show the body. So, but what does happen is she does home run swing him at Satsuki, who is, as traditional, standing like Asuka Langley, standing at the tallest point possible.
See, okay, my thing is that the way they cut away from his body makes me suspect that when he contacted the, like, whatever he hit, I think he did just turn into a mist.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, trying to finish my sentence.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were still going.
They do cut away from him. So it could be anywhere from a Mike Tyson-style fountain of mouth blood from whenever he hits the pile of dudes who jump in front of her. Or he could have just become like a fanciful paint job on them, like the mosquito woman from One Punch Man.
Yeah. Again, I assume it's that second thing, unless they show us otherwise.
Fucking atomized.
He's just gonna show up later and be fine.
Yeah, maybe.
You can never tell with anime, but anyway, so she gets the chance to reiterate her question. Hey, who the hell does the other half of the scissors belong to? Because they murdered my dad, and I'm pointing at the WrestleMania sign.
I'm gonna kick their ass.
Thus ending the first episode pretty strongly.
Good
hook.
Good first episode. I'll give it to him.
All right. So what do we want to actually hit now? We talked a lot about the artistry last time.
Animation, beautiful.
Wild, uncontrollable.
Also, it goes nonstop. Everyone is like so full of energy in this.
Yeah. Lots of funny like little joke parts in the animation, like during the second match between Ryuko and the box.
Discount Ippo.
Yeah.
She like there's this woman in a bikini that has like a card that says round one. And then like when they start fighting, you just see like as the boxer guy is like winding up his punch, he like the woman who held up that card like flies away in the background like she's been hit.
Yeah. It's funny.
Oh yeah, and her face is like swole up next time.
Like a bandage on her face. Yeah. It's pretty good.
There's a lot of fan service for characters that we are not actually given because they can see things we can't.
Yeah. You do
Yeah.
see the like audience reactions. They're just like, oh.
They're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Happens with Mako. Happens with Mako's sister. But,
concerning.
Anyway, what else? I really, really, really like the world design in this. It's very interesting. I mentioned the Kowloon walled city. It has huge diesel punk slum vibes, like Midgar from Final Fantasy VII.
Yes,
except better lit.
They do at the when they're doing the little mini chase scene at the beginning. I feel like he was running through the hallways, and you get to see like a little bit of glimpses inside of the school, and it does feel like just a bunch of underground tubes.
Yeah, which is wild because they're like the most above ground.
I know.
Yeah, they're at the top.
Yeah.
And then the whole outer part of the school is painted like blindingly white.
Yes.
And it's this monolith of concrete.
It has it has a suit built into it too.
And it's got a big sweeping Art Deco lines in places, but not like Art Deco.
Yeah, it's hard to
be totalitarian, of course.
Hmm.
It's very stylish, though. Like, it's cool to see.
I think, actually, I wouldn't actually say that, Blackle. I think it is so stylized and interesting that that it actually kind of unsells the fascist shit going inside. It's got a very, like, modernist aesthetic.
Yeah.
Let me look at it again.
But yeah, good art in this in general. Was there like a lot of music? I feel like there was some music at one point that I liked a lot, but I can't remember which part that was.
It was the first appearance of what I know to be a series staple of "Don't Lose Your Way," which plays whenever she whoops the shit out of the boxing match,
yes,
and also
that's the part I'm thinking of.
Also ends in an homage to Star Wars because she is posed exactly like Luke from the poster, where he's holding up the lightsaber.
Bunch of Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Academy again. It has it's got an extremely bizarre combination of aesthetics going on.
Yeah,
it's got some like brutalist side buildings, and then it's got like there's a face in there at one point.
Oh, that's
and
weird.
Then the middle part is like swoopy, like Soviet like cosmodrome shit, but it's meant to. It also looks like the collar of a uniform. And it's got this huge, this ridiculous like conning tower, like naval bridge spire coming out of the top of it.
It's a lot going on, but they make it work.
So yeah, that's kind of unsell the fascism because no fascist building would look like this. It's too far away from traditional. Also, I'm seeing some stuff in here that I really like, which is I really like how the light beams in this show are not straight vectors. They're actually appear to be done with like a brush with shitloads of texture on it.
Yes.
Yeah, it reminds me of those like what was I gonna say? It reminds me of like old animation where they like everything was painted, so they would have like the background painting.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. These look like traditional background paintings. I assume there was some technology employed just to make it go a little faster.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they like 3D modeled a bunch of this shit and then painted over it.
Maybe. When did this come out?
This came out like 8 years ago. So.
Yeah. So like early 2010s ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I really have to say about it.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Show good, a little horny, but what do you expect?
I mean, we knew that going in.
Yeah,
it's triggered.
Also having seen some spoilers about some stuff that happens in this, I know like there's like some moments that are like scary and messed up, but like I don't know. I feel like the way that it is, like it can get away with it. I don't know how to describe that.
I haven't seen the rest of it.
Me neither, but to answer the unspoken question, yeah, I want to watch more of this for sure.
I'd like to at least watch the English dub of the first episode.
Yes, for sure.
I'm just looking at these character designs. I'm just like, they're taking the term uniform to a real extreme here because these are in no way uniform.
No, they're not.
They're actually quite different from each other. It's kind of like whenever you like watch JoJo Part 3 and you're just like, who's the main character? Oh, it's Jotaro Kujo, regular high school student. And then he comes out wearing that.
Yeah.
He comes out wearing a fucking trench coat with a gigantic bronze chain pierced through the collar. It's just like, oh, it's a uniform, huh? And even weirder, when they introduce Kakyoin later, presumably a student who transfers to Jotaro's school, he wears a much more normal uniform.
But it's also completely different. It's not even remotely the same.
It's not even remotely close. It's green, for one thing.
I like the idea that the school is like, we have a uniform policy, but it's like, it's not, it just has to be any uniform.
It's like, just wear anything that looks like a uniform. That's
we have
fine.
a uniform policy, but we're frightened of Jotaro. And we don't want to tell him he can't wear that.
You know what? That would be fair.
Yeah.
If you had to get super clothing, what would you want it to look like?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I of course it would be a maid outfit because that's my style.
True.
Yeah.
I can only think
like I can snap my fingers and everything's clean. I don't actually have to do anything.
I didn't ask about powers. That's an even weirder conversation. I would have to go for some kind of like leather jacket, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like the coolest thing available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could live with that.
Now, maybe that's just me spending all day looking at Swedish dispatch rider jackets that I can't buy.
Yeah.
Sending me links. Hey, what do you think of this one?
Hey, look at this.
It's cool. And then you're just like, I can't purchase this. Like, aw.
It's just like either it's too expensive or I physically cannot purchase it and there are none for sale.
Yeah. Clothing.
So, listener, if your clothing has ever come to life and forcibly climbed on you, you should seek help for that, like an exorcist or maybe mental health care professional. But otherwise, you can tell us about it at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That's the word, not the number. You can tweet us pictures of your sentient uniforms if you want. We're on Twitter at oneepisodecast.
I served that one up and I had no idea how you would follow it.
Well, I do my best. I'm no Emma.
I just sort of wandered into it, so I had no idea what was going to happen. I'm seeing this building actually does come alive at one point.
Good Lord. You know what? That's not even surprising. It
has big eyes.
Good Lord. Terrifying. Do the children stay inside of the building?
I don't know.
It's Trigger, so of course they do.
Of course they do.
Like, remember in Promare when they have the giant, like, I just realized I misremember Promare because I thought in Promare there was, like, the giant, like, spaceship that they used to leave Earth, and I thought that turns into a mecha, like, the whole thing.
No.
Right.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, that happens in Gurren Lagann.
Right.
Wait, what? Wait, doesn't the mecha at the end of Promare is so good? I don't remember. Its name is something like Oh, it's a joke, but I can't remember it. You know what? This is so off topic.
Let's watch Promare on the next episode.
I'm looking. It's the Deus Ex Machina.
The Deus Ex Machina. That's what it is.
Let's watch episode 2 of Promare on our podcast.
You know, you joke, but we can actually do that.
Is there a sequel?
They made shorts.
Oh. Huh.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Bonus episode.
Bonus episode.
Sounds good.